Hi everybody, this is Ellen. In this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make the Happy Lollipop. I think it turned out fabulous and adorable. I love how I was able to get the little swirl pattern on it. I think it's super cute. With the face or even without. Super cute. I love it. I used did bands on the bottom. That's a little wobbly, but you could use the skewers to poke in there. And it turns out pretty cute that way too, so either option. I also think it'd look fabulous with maybe clear bands and like jelly with the outside part. Band-wise, it is 208 white bands and then 11 of each color around. So 66, yes, 66 bands for the swirling part. And then I used 19 tan bands, but you could use whatever color you wanted for the stick. And then the face, so the 1 to 3 black bands or 7mm pony beads for the eyes. Might even be able to get a little bit smaller, like 5mm in there. And then the 2 cheek bands in the mouth. So, super cute. I will say that the swirl pattern, we kind of lay the bands as we go along in the loom, but then at the end we use kind of slip stitching technique to actually kind of make the swirl together. So you're not quite comfortable using the hook to do things like that. It's just slip stitching. You might want to skip ahead to see what that all entails so that you're not at the end and go, no, I don't know what to do now. So, but we will get started. We'll do the face, or get the face parts together first. So if you want to use the bead for the eye or a wrapped band, and then the cheek, do that. I got a boo-boo on my nails, so I put a sticker on it, so it's better for now. So if you want to use the bead, you want to find a piece of craft wire, string, thread, floss, anything you can get into a V shape. Take 2 bands, which will be the inside color of your lollipop. Put them in the center, and then thread them onto your bead. And you have a beaded eye band. You'd want 2 of those, or if you don't have any beads, you can use the wrapped band. So just take a band, whatever color you want the eye to be, on the hook, wrap it around once into the figure 8, then wrap it around again, and then pull through 2 bands the color of the middle of the lollipop, like that. Cheeks are made the same way, whatever color you want the cheeks to be, on the hook, wrap it around again, and pull through 2 bands, like that. So you'd want 2 cheeks too. Alright, so I'll put this away. So this is on one loom, of course. We'll start in the middle somewhere, because we do expand. So you want the middle color of your lollipop. And then you'll want one of each, or you want the colors that are going to go around the outside. Like that. Alright, so we'll start, like I said, in the middle, kind of. And first we'll start, I would highly recommend putting the colors exactly where I put them until you're comfortable like doing this on your own if you make another one. Starting at this pin right here, pink cap band, just wrapped around one time. And orange. And let's go around the circle in the rainbow colors. So like that. Now we'll do a starburst around the center here. So 2 bands. And just go around. like that. And you want a cap band in the center. 2 bands. We'll wrap it around like 3 times. 3 times, but I kind of stretched it a little bit just so it gives it a little bit more give, but it's still tight. So like this. And then you go in through your cap band, grab the top 2 bands, loom them back towards themselves, all the way around. Oops. Tire cap band. Like that. So then you go around and you'll flip up all of your cap bands over into the center. Like that. Okay, so now we're going to shift our colors to the left as we go around for this row and for future rows. So I'm going to take a pink cap band and it's going to go onto the left, to the left of the pink one that's already on. So I'll put that on there, grab my 2 white filler bands, and then I'll flip over the pink band into the center. And so we'll just do that around with going with the rainbow colors. So orange on the next one, and the 2 bands on top. Flip over the orange band. Oops, sorry. Always get ahead of myself. Put on the yellow band. Then put on your white bands. Sometimes I can grab with my fingers, and other times the hook helps. Green on the next one. Then 2 bands. Flip over the green. And then blue. White filler. And then lastly, our purple right here. And the 2 filler bands, and then flip over the purple. Like that. Then we'll flip over the bottom 2, or bottom 4 bands, sorry, bottom 4 bands, all the way around. Trying to get better with that, because I used to count them as 2 bands as being like, because they're together, they're 1. But I know that was a little confusing. So, bottom 4. Like that. So now we're going to expand, and we're expand to the 12 pins again. So I'm going to start up here in the middle. I'm going to grab all 4 of the bands on the pin, lift them off, and pull them up to a pin above, and then I'll kind of spread this over that pin so it's a little less stretched on here. And then, make sure. I'm going to take all the 4 bands on this pin, move them up, and then bring back the top 2. On this side, lift up the top 2, bring them up. Then down here, all 4 of these bands on the bottom left here, I'll pick those up, bring them down, grab the top 2, bring them back up. The middle one will come down. And again, spread that around. And then on the right here, I'll grab the top 2 bands. Top 2. There we go. Top 2, bring them down. And then finally on the ends here, where we just pulled it out, go ahead and grab the top 2, bring them over to the right, and I'll bring the other two over to the left. And on the bottom, same thing, top two to the right, and bottom two to the left. So basically there's no crossing of bands in any of these. So like this pin right here, the band on here goes around and comes to this pin. The band on this one comes around and goes to this pin. Like they don't cross over each other at all. But like I recommended, put your bands on the same way I do, so this will go much smoother for you. So now that we have that, this is actually going to be our eye row because it needs to get in there kind of quickly. So you want your eyes. But we're going to start, we kind of alternate where we start on the bottom just because it's a little bit easier with shifting the colors. So what we will do is we're going to start on this pin right here and wrap a purple band. Then our two bands on top. Flip over the purple ones. Our next space, we're going to actually go counterclockwise. Next space, just two bands. Then you want a pink. And two bands on top. Flip over the pink. And if you'll see here, our bands are shifting over. So like our last purple one was right here. Comes out right here, so it's now it's over one. Then there's a blank space, and then our pink one, which was coming out right here, is moved up one, and we do that all the way around. So our orange one is right here, so that we're just going to put the white bands there. Then our next space will be an orange one. Flip it over. Next space, just two. And our yellow. And two bands. And our green. Two bands. Flip those over. Alright, so now we're to the where we're going to put the eyes. Our first set of eyes, just going to go right here. And then our next set of eyes is where the blue would normally come down. And I did it without it and I didn't like it, so I added it. It does kind of distort the eye a little bit, so you have to play with it afterwards to get it to pop so it looks like the other one, but did not look good without it. So blue band on first on this far pin, and then put our eye on. And flip over the blue next to the eye. Get it stuck. And then two white bands. Like that. So purple, pink, yellow, or orange, yellow, green, blue. So then you flip over the bottom two bands all the way around. Doing the colors and kind of the pattern that I did too makes it a little easier to, I guess, have the pink cheeks, because otherwise end up with the pink right next to the cheeks wouldn't work very well if you wanted the pink cheeks. To push your bands down. Now is going to be our cheek row. So, but we're going to start right here, two bands, just plain. Next spot, purple. 2 bands, flip the purple over, and then 2 bands, and a pink, 2 bands, flip over your pink, 2 regular bands, orange, 2 bands, flip over the orange, white on the end, then yellow, and white. Alright, so again we're back to where the eyes are. And this time, the way the green comes down, we want it to actually be on the, if you're looking at it this way, the right side of the face. So we'll take our green band and put it at the end of where we just stopped. Then take your cheek bands, put that one on, and you'll flip over the green, like that, and the cheek band in the next spot. And then right here will be the blue. So put the blue on there, 2 bands on top, and flip it over. It's stuck. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not. Like that. So that's what it should look like now. So blue, the cheeks, the green band on the right side, yellow, orange, pink, and purple. So then you can go around and flip the bottom 4 all the way around. I did this the first time I actually connected them all while I was looming, and although it works, it took a really long time versus the other way I figured out how to do it, so pretty excited about that. I'm sure you are too. Like that. Now we'll put our mouth on. So whatever color you want for the mouth, on the hook, wrap it around one time. Grab these bands that are right in between the cheeks on this pin, pull them up, slide down your mouth band, put the bands back on the pin, like that. So now we're going to do a bunch of rows, and we're going to be shifting as we go around. Just kind of have to keep track, so definitely use bands as markers for how many rows that we've done as we go. So, starting this time, we'll start down here at the bottom. So blue band on this pin on the lower left, 2 bands on top, flip the blue band up, and 2 bands, and purple, cap band, 2 bands up, flip that over, 2 bands. So the 2 plain white bands, they always go right next to, or right top of, or however you look at it, next to where we just had a band looped from the previous row. And then that band, whatever color it is, goes in the next spot over. So purple or pink, I know my colors. Flip that over. Then 2. Orange. That butterfly is really distracting. Flip it over. 2 bands. Yellow. Two bands. Flip it up. And 2 bands. Then green. So like that for this row. Marker, so I know where I'm at. We can flip the bottom 4 all the way around. That. Push your bands down. Probably start to flip some of these bands kind of over the pins towards the center, so you can kind of start loosening it up. And another row. So 2 bands right here at the bottom. Next one will be blue. And white. And purple. And white. And then pink. And white again, then orange, and then white, and yellow, white, and green. That's what our second row looks like. And I should tell you that we need to do 3 more after this before we start doing other things. So, like this. So then flip the bottom 4 all the way around. Stay together. Loosen this up again. There we go. Push the bands down. Alright, so right here at the bottom be green. Two bands on top. Flip over the green. White. Then blue. Then white. Then purple. Flip it over. Then white. Then pink. Then white. Then orange. Then white. Then yellow. Then white. So like that. There's your colors. Flip over the bottom four all the way around. Like that. And we'll again. More white. Two bands at the bottom. And we'll do green. Then white. And blue. Then white. And purple. Then white. And pink. Sorry for me annoying you with my color monologue here, but I have to concentrate just as much as you guys do sometimes, so make sure I don't goof anything up. White and orange. A lot of times if you talk to yourself while you're doing something, that will help you. If you are messing up, you'll say it out loud and you'll be like, that does not seem right. So it's kind of like a catch. So I did white and then yellow. So there's the colors for that row. And flip the bottom four. Like that. One more row. So starting right here, yellow, and white. I should say one more row like this, and green, then white, then blue, and white, and purple, white, pink, white, orange, and then the white. So like that, colors for the 5th row. Then we'll go ahead and flip the bottom 4 all the way around. Like that. Push your bands down. Alright, so now what we're going to do, so I'm going to pull this up a little bit first. Get it unstuck. So what we're going to do is reduce. So I'm going to start up here in this top corner. I'm going to grab the top 2 bands, and they're coming from the right, so they're going to come over to the left, and the other ones will go to the opposite pin. Next one down. Yikes. Next one down. They're coming from the top, so they'll come to the bottom. The other ones will go up. And then we'll come back. Come down here to this second pin up, grab the top 2, bring them down, and bring the bottom 2 up. And we'll go to the other side, top 2, we're going to come over to the left, bottom 2 will come over to the right. These are crossing when we reduce, so top 2, they're coming from the bottom, so they're going to go up, and the other ones will come down. The last one here to reduce, grab the top 2, they're coming from the bottom, so they'll go up to the top, and we'll grab the bottom and bring them down. So now we're just on these 6 pins. So what you do is you'll go around and you'll flip over the bottom 4 bands. On all the pins. And to make this a little easier, we're going to bring these 2 pins, the bands on them, in so they're a little bit closer. So pick up all 4 bands on this far pin, pick them up and bring them closer. Same thing for this one down here. like that. So now we're going to do another row around. So starting down here at the bottom, orange, that's a chunky band, orange, next space over will be yellow, and then the next, this is a long, no, that's a short space. Next space over is going to be the green, and this one is a long stretch. So I'm putting it up here because the band stretches from here to here. And on the end, it'll be blue. Then we have purple, second pin here, down. And then lastly, pink, way down here in the end because we have another long stretch on this side. Throw the two bands. So like that. And then go ahead and go around and flip the bottom four. Like that. Unsnug these. Then we're ready to close this. I'm going to use a latch hook, but there are only 6 pins to pick up, so you probably could do it on the rainbow loom hook too, but or use a threading band to pull through and close it up. I'm going to start here kind of on the back side, go around and grab all of them. And then I'm going to give this a nice big tug before I close it up. It's just a little easier to do it now. 2 bands on the hook, pull it through, make a slip knot. But before you close it up, you want to try and make the bottom center starburst look kind of as nice as possible because it's kind of distorted. I'm just kind of pulling them out. That was a little bit nicer look. Like that. And I will hide this white tail inside. So now, this guy actually squishes down tall way for the lollipop. But now you're like, oh, well, I think you forgot something. So we're going to go back. I'm going to unsquish him. And now we'll start taking care of the swirl. So what you want to do is go on the very top. I'm going to start with the pink first. I'm just going to kind of pull them all out so I can grab them easier. Then you'll still want one more of each color for closing. So starting up here by the face, find the very middle ones, which are wrapped around that starburst center we had. I'm going to come up from the outside, or kind of from the bottom, if you're looking at it, I guess. The bottom. And then I'm going to twist my hook to the left, grab the next set of wrap bands, and pull them through the first set. And leave those on the hook, go in and grab the next ones. And when I do this, I always pull it out to make sure it's stretched out as much as possible, otherwise it gets too tight for the design. Especially around the face. When we get over there, we want it to be stretched out. Just like that. Do a slip knot. Next one in line. Do a slip knot. Next one. Slip knot. And you just keep doing that around until you get to the very bottom, where you have the last one. Then you want to find that center starburst again. And I try to, my pink is kind of like right here, so if I go in through my center, I find the little starburst group when we closed that's next to it but to the left. Now I'll take one band, pull it under, pull it through the other ones on my hook, on the hook, and do a slip knot. So like that. And we just go to the next color around. So find the orange one, up through the bottom, twist my hook, and grab the next band, pull through, and grab the next as we go around. So let me tell you, this is definitely much easier than how I did it the first time. Hopefully you agree. So then at the bottom here, we put the pink one on the one right here, so then the next one over should be a little bit easier to find. This will be right next to the pink one. But do the same thing, pull a band underneath, pull it through on the hook, and a slip knot. And go find the next one. Up through the bottom, twist, I should have pulled these out, but like that. And again, find that next little group over. And if you don't get this perfect on this part, I mean, no such thing as perfect, but if you feel like you're missing the wrong ones or you're catching ones you're not supposed to, it's not a big deal. It's on the back side, so, and it's not noticeable, but once we squish it. Like that. So now the green. Well, that's disappointing. Another one of those bad bands, because I only use the glow in the dark. And it has, every once in a while, it's kind of like dirt or dust or something got in while I was doing it, so there's a little spot where it always looks like it's kind of fried. So that's a bummer, but we double band, so we don't have to worry about that. So it won't fall apart. But now I know that there's a bad band in there. There's the other end. Or another one. Oh my gosh. I'm not going to look anymore. Alright, so I'm going to pull all these out. The green one, it runs by the face, so kind of right by the mouth. So you want to make sure you pull these nice, or pull them out really well when you're doing the slip knots. So it gives you a little bit more wiggle room, and then you do have to kind of untuck the mouth so that it's not hidden behind the green band. So, green band. next spot around. So like I said, it comes right by the mouth and the cheek here. So you have to untuck those a little bit if they get tucked in. Mouth is just twisted funny. There. And blue goes by the other side of the eye. We'll do that next. I'm sure most of you can figure this out on your own by now, but we're almost done, so you can watch me. So again, up to the bottom, pull them out. Find the next space over. My other tail band is coming out. And last one is purple. Get this one done, then we'll go over the stick. After I tuck in all my tails. Like that, and then there should be one space left here on the bottom to go underneath. That looks pretty good near the eye. Like I said, it distorts it a little bit with the stripe that goes right by it, but I didn't like it when I just kind of skipped it, and there isn't really a whole lot of option to put the face anywhere else. So once you have that, you will tuck in the tails. Alright, so once you get to there, you just want to take it and squish it. Maybe I have to squish it a few times to get it to stay in the shape that you want, which is the round lollipop shape. I can see my tail bands go away. So like that. Super cute. I found that too, if you offset the center just a little bit, it works better. So like that. If you have trouble where it won't stay together, do a slip knot band from like the center or maybe underneath one of the little stripe bands. Just put a little slip knot band there, pull it through to the back side, and then do the band, attach it somewhere back here, so then it will close together. So, we love it. So now for the stick portion, I'm going to put mine, you kind of see where the mouth is, come back, and right underneath this yellow, there is two, there's this set right here, and then although it's hidden, there's another set right here. This bands look like this. If you grab half of a band right there from this set and the half from the one next to it, that is the center bottom of the lollipop. And then I took 3 bands, there we go, what is that? 3 bands, put them on my hook, doubled them, and I kind of pull them out a little bit because they're hard to stretch. Pull them through, back on the hook, so like that. And we do that a total of 6 times, so I have 5 more times to go. So 3 bands, doubled, back on the hook, 3 bands, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Five. And I might want to double that first. 6. So that's a 6 long stem. You can of course adjust that to whatever size you want. And then I just took 1 band through the bottom, tied it into a slip knot, and then I weaved it in through the back side of the stem. Like so. And of course, if you're like me and you always pull tighter on one side, you'll have to adjust your tension on the first set of bands to be even, or make it worse. No, better. There we go. Happy Lollipop. I love how it turned out. I think it's fabulous. Super cute. It does take some squishing and adjusting, so just kind of give it a chance. I love them. I hope that you do too, because I know that this is one of the things that people ask for, and trying to figure out how to get a swirl in there so that it looks nice and isn't super difficult, because there are difficult ways to do this. I think that this is a fabulous option, so I hope you agree. But if you make any of these cuties, I would love to see them on my Instagram, which is at Crafting Fantastic, or on my Facebook page, which is feelinspiffy or Crafting Fantastic. They both will find me. Make sure you try some different colors too, because I gotta see some more. But then it would also be awesome if you'd subscribe to my channel, because I do have a lot more coming. With the holidays, it gets a little crazy around here, but I'm doing my best to get as many out as I possibly can for you guys, because I enjoy it and I love seeing you guys, or not seeing you guys, but hearing you guys saying that you're smiling. Yeah, I think it's awesome that you guys enjoy making them so much, so that makes me happy, and I want to continue to make you happy, so that makes me happy. Does that make sense? Yeah, okay. So thank you guys for watching. I will definitely have more for you soon, and happy looming and keep looming.